Hello, my name is Codemaster Jamal, and I'm an indie game developer. This will be another devlog for my indie game Virtual Monsters RPG. Just to let you know, originally this devlog was going to be specifically about the virtual drive, which is a device I created for the lore of the game. However, the virtual drive felt like it could have its own dedicated devlog, so I decided to take out some of the updates I was showcasing in that devlog and put it into another one. Generally speaking, this devlog is just going to be a general update in which I showcase a few things I either showcase on the other channel or I simply put did not show fully in a devlog. Most of the updates I will be showcasing in this devlog will be related to the animation, and in case you are wondering, I'm not actually that great at animating things, but I try my best. Even back in my days of doing 2D animations, my skills were always very limited. I can do a few cool things, but nothing extraordinary, and it's getting to the point where I will have to do my own animations for all the monsters in the game. That being said, I still hope you enjoy this devlog and find it interesting enough to leave a like on the video. Once again, you can support my game just by leaving a like on the video, subscribing to the channel, and more importantly, taking the time to listen to the game's soundtrack that can be found on every music store online. For now, let's get into the devlog. This is the 27th devlog for Virtual Monsters. Well, to begin this devlog, I wanted to mention that the name of this devlog is called I Can Kinda Animate Things. As such, what I will primarily be showing off will be some animations I made for the game. The first thing will be animations that I created for the overworld. This is in reference to monster food. In the world of Virtual Monsters, monster food are digital items you can collect in order to feed your monsters. They can be used to recover health and virtual soul, but also used to help monsters during training. I won't go into detail about what they do during training, but I spent a decent amount of time making special animations for each of the different monster foods you can find in the game. Monster food was originally going to be an item that you can pick up after battles, but I decided to add it into the game as an item you can pick up in the overworld. As you can see here, the food is in the overworld, and of course, if you happen to move close enough to it, you'll be able to interact with it and pick it up. Of course, if you do so, the item will be added to your inventory where you can use it to your liking. The different foods actually have a multitude of animations. Some animations cause it to scale and others cause it to move up and down. These are some personal animations that I decided to add into the game myself. Although it is possible to save a lot of time and program the animations using some kind of tweening library. And finally, I had some animations in the game for a while, but I completely forgot that I added them to my character controller. I also wanted to show off this never before seen animation for the player. If you pick up an item in the overworld, your character will do a picking animation. Once again, this animation is from Mixamo, and I actually made a tutorial about importing Mixamo animations into Unity on my channel. It's actually one of my most viewed videos, so despite this, the animation itself is nothing interesting that I made, but I still got it to work perfectly in the game. So basically, I can kinda animate things. On a side note, what I wanted to say about animations is that my game itself is very stagnant. Even though yes, it's a 3D world, I don't have any animations for trees. There's not a lot of movement going on in the world itself, basically. And it feels like the world itself can be very stagnant. So the best way to show movement within the game is through a couple of different things. Yes, I could technically go back and create some animations for the different trees because the way I created my trees in Blender doesn't work too well with Unity, so I had to do some very interesting things in order to get my trees into the game. It was nothing too special, but the way how I'm showing movement in the world is through the first thing will be flowers. I have flowers in the game, so like the flowers animate itself using some tools within Unity's terrain system. So that's the first thing, and the next thing will be the monster food that I showed you guys within this clip. So that's the next way we're going to show animation. And then another way we're actually going to show animation will be through the use of NPCs moving around. This is just to give the world itself a lot more life, so the world doesn't seem so stagnant and kind of boring to a certain degree. To a point where if you left your game, it's basically like almost like there's nothing going on. It's not a 2D game, it's a 3D game, but I still want the world to feel like it's alive.
this is just something I want to show off for my game. Actually, we have something called a Tamer Kiosk within the game, and originally when this was a multiplayer game, it had a different function. Basically, I'm just going to go here and show you what it is through the UI. Through the UI, this is called the overall UI. It's basically a bunch of different screens that we have here. In order for you to see it, I have to get rid of this thing we call a fader, which is basically just a black screen that I use to sort of like transition through the game. And we're gonna go here. I'm gonna show you the Tamer Kiosk. Hopefully, it's a little too bright. Right now it's not entirely the best for viewing. Looks better on screen. So essentially, we have different options here. We have the option best if you just look through here. Actually, kiosk menu options. Best just show you over here. We have the option here to heal our monsters. We also have the option here to do a hyper jump, and we also have the option here to do an issue PvP, and then we also have another option to enter a dungeon. Not every Tamer Kiosk is the same, but just to show you that I already had something set up for the multiplayer version of the game where you can go to this kiosk and you can use that to essentially issue a PvP with another player that's online. I was having a lot of issues with the multiplayer version of the game. My game worked. I was going through a lot of things, and I'll talk about this more in a later video. Basically, I ended up smashing my laptop originally. That's why I ended up having to rebuild my server and a bunch of other things. We're gonna change this option. Not every kiosk has the ability to enter a dungeon, so at some point you may not actually see this in the game. But I just want to make this part of the devlog here. I know, which is a big shocker. That's why it took me so long to do things. But it doesn't really matter. There's a lot of people that are going to criticize me for a bunch of things. At this point, I don't care. I just stopped responding in the comments. But I'm going to put in this option here to save. So that's going to be a new thing, basically. And that's all I wanted to show you guys.
The Tamer Kiosk works as a save spot. You can always go to it to save your game and heal your monsters. Depending on where you are in the world, the kiosk can have different options. If you are near a dungeon, the kiosk will give you the option to enter a dungeon. While you are visiting your domain, you can only heal and save. In most cases, however, you should be able to hyper jump between the real and virtual worlds. Originally, I was going to use the Tamer Kiosk as a way to issue PvP challenges between players, but now I'm using it as a save spot. Before, because the game was an MMO server, the game could autosave on the server every time you log out of your account. The fun part to building a normal RPG is that you can manipulate the save file to your liking as a player. That being said, as an MMO, the server automatically saves all the data about the player, and thus you can't go back after making a big mistake. MMOs are definitely a lot tougher in terms of difficulty, not just in programming, but also playing the game. I'm not going to go into much detail, but basically, hyperjumping allows the player to travel from the real world to the virtual world, and then vice versa. This is a process in which a tamer becomes digitized and is able to walk around the virtual world with ease. Because of this, their powers as a tamer are actually stronger and gives them the ability to perform superhuman abilities such as long distance running, jumping far distance, and incredible superhuman strength. This is what actually allows them to tame monsters in the virtual world. More importantly, I thought it would be really cool to show off these animations I made for the virtual world. When in the virtual world, when you run, you start to do a Naruto run or a ninja run instead of your regular walk or your regular run. I just thought this was a cool animation that I found on Mixamo, and I really wanted to add this to the game. So now you have it. When you're in the virtual world, you have a different running animation. I also wanted to show off these warp panels in the virtual world. You've probably seen them quite a bit. They work as hyperlinks, which is similar to what you find on a website. Hyperlinks allow people to go from one page on a website to another. Warp panels work pretty much the exact same, hence the word link on the action screen. With this, you can use them to fast travel across the virtual world. It's one of those several methods that we have of fast travel that you can find throughout the entire world. Finally, I wanted to showcase some weather effects. Weather effects will be available for both the real and virtual world, and as such, they are primarily used for visual aesthetics. There's no penalty nor bonus for experiencing different weather. It definitely doesn't change combat at all, and I plan on keeping the game like this. I always thought weather effects were cool in Pokemon, but I just don't think it'll work too well for virtual monsters. There's a couple of different weather effects, including rain, snow, and even effects for certain times of the year such as fall and spring. While different biomes might have different battle effects, I'm not going to include changes in weather. For the most part, I like to keep the weather effects as something that causes a visual feel. Perhaps it makes the world look less repetitive. I have this issue with the virtual world a lot for some reason. Some areas look exactly like others, but then again, it's a virtual world. There has to be some kind of weird or mysteriousness to it, but I definitely want certain areas to be distinguishable. And this is also part of my plan to make the world seem like it's more alive, as I put into an anecdote earlier in the video. Basically, a part of that is that I'm adding more life to the game itself. I'm adding more things that move, essentially. So this includes things like particle effects. There's a lot of different things that I'm adding into the game overall. So that way, if you were to leave the game alone, the game feels like it's a world, like it's alive. And basically, it's not like a stagnant picture. Because there's times where like I leave the game alone and it feels like a stagnant picture. And that's what I'm trying to take out of the game so that it doesn't feel like that. I want the game to be alive, essentially. Thank you for watching the video. I really enjoyed making this devlog, and it seems like it came together pretty well in the end. It seems like I might be getting a bit of a break with the game, so I'm hoping I can put more effort into updates. I can't really make any promises, but just stay tuned for now. I want to ask you guys a question. How do you guys feel about the new animations that I put into the game? Do you feel like this actually helps the game become more alive? Or have you ever thought about this about my game as well, especially when it comes to the graphics, that the game feels like it's a stagnant picture at times? Because it is a video game, I just have this certain philosophy that the game should feel like it's alive to a certain degree, like it has some type of heartbeat. And how do you feel about this theoretical approach to bringing life into the game? I would actually like to know your comments, but at this point, I only want positive comments, not necessarily positive comments, but I want your honest opinion, but I don't want you sending me any hate mail. If you have anything decent to say, put it in the comments, and I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more Virtual Monsters content. It's been a pleasure making this devlog for you. Keep making games. Till next time, this is Codemaster Jamal, and I'm signing out.